John, I have a couple of questions I've got to ask you. One is, when you left banking and you were walking with the Lord all through that. I mean, I know you've known the Lord for a long time, so this is not like a recent thing. But when you left banking and you began to work with the EPC, and let's just think it could be ABC, that matter, any denomination trying to learn about this mission, with caution and discretion, what did you see in the church in general? Not EPC per se, not them specifically, but the church in general trying to figure out this business as mission thing. What did you find in that world?
I, I don't have prepared notes, but a couple, three things that popped to mind. Uh, One is first of all, those organizations are primarily pastors, right? They don't have a lot, if any, business people or professionals. So business people are a little bit strange. We're just approach things differently, think things differently. The challenge is to come together. I think also the people in the pew, uh, like our denomination, we have a reputation for being very mission minded, and we are. The denomination, the churches. What I was seeing though, and when I would be talking to business people, professionals at individual churches as I traveled, is that, oh, I'm supposed to be involved, right? Oh, me personally. Oh, and it's like we get through. We don't. I don't. I think that most churches have difficulty connecting the Sunday to Monday.
Mm.
In other words, if you think about our main purpose, um, at least in the world I live in, theology wise, our main purpose is to glorify the Lord and live with Him, forever. And so, how do you glorify the Lord? Well, you share it, to people that don't know the Lord, in your family, your neighborhoods, in your business, work is worship, those kind of concept. And also to go to the least reached and just go, wherever we're called to go. So I think getting that message to the people in the pew, and then helping them understand specific ways to put that into practice. As you may know, one of my favorite uh, phrases is, and I steal it from Jesus, is, he would be talking about the Pharisees and he'd say, you hear the word, you say the word, but you don't put it into practice. So how can we put the Great Commission in practice and glorify the Lord? So I think that's in my mind, that was one of the biggest takeaways, is that as just the Christ Church, the Lord's Church, that we need to work on that more, connect with the people in the pew so they connect Sunday to Monday. They see work as worship. And their opportunity. It's not an obligation. It's an opportunity to share Jesus. Share God.
It's interesting. We could spend the whole session on that. I really want to get to your coaching, what you do, because that's today, that's now. But I do a couple of quick thoughts. One is, I know, as you know, I was a pastor for 15 years and left the formal pastorate to go into business because I wanted to be out where I say the real people were. I could not be in the pew. I needed to be out sharing the gospel with people. And I'm not an evangelist. I just had a heart to do that and still do. But I remember, when I started then attending church as a business guy, former pastor, still a pastor in the business community, but, I'm listening to my pastor then at that time, good man, wonderful, godly man. And I remember thinking and praying during the sermon, Lord, was I this irrelevant? And it wasn't. It was good doctrine. It was good theology. It was good biblical exposition, but it was nothing to take out of there on Monday. And it was that very thing. It's like I was sweating payroll. I was sweating getting a new client or losing a client, and not that that should be addressed directly from the pulpit, but I didn't need to know, and this is facetious as you know, I didn't need to know how many angels can dance on the head of a pin. I needed to know how to pray and rest in the Lord and get
Right.
wisdom for whatever I was facing. And I think that contributes to this gap you're talking about. We we're not we weren't equipped to go
Right.
out. We wanted to go out,
Right.
but A, we didn't know we could, and B, we didn't
Right.
know how. And so I appreciate you saying that. That's really powerful.
Yeah. The,
So
the only follow up is it's really been interesting of late, like last 6 weeks. I've got 4 or 5 active conversations going right now with 4 or 5 different organizations, and they're all talking about connecting Sunday to Monday and and business people getting involved. It looks to me like the Lord is moving. There's something afoot, at least here in the Midwest.
I just got back from a missions conference in Vancouver, British
Yeah,
Columbia, and I came away with the same thing that
yeah,
God is working
yeah,
powerfully among business people really around the world. And that's what business is mission. That's what the movement is.